Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Level Up My Life podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking more about why I started my self-improvement journey. I covered this partly in the previous episode, but I'll be going more in depth in this one. If you're still pondering your why for embarking on your self-improvement journey, maybe this episode will give you some inspiration. I have always been motivated to do and be the best at everything. You could say that I've always been intrinsically motivated to improve and get better at things. In a way, that's true. However, in the past few years, I've had to be more intentional about my self-improvement journey as I've realized some of the underlying issues and traumas I have that were holding me back from becoming a healthier version of myself. Let me set the scene. It was the start of the new college semester in 2021. I hadn't been on campus a whole lot in college thanks to the 2020 pandemic. Anxiety was still super high about COVID-19 because my family and I were all at higher risk of becoming severely ill if we caught the virus. That already was a huge trigger for me. On top of that, I had gone into college with high hopes and rose-tinted glasses, only for my hopes and dreams to be crushed by the sheer volume of work and studying on top of my already shaky mental health. I was disillusioned, had basically no life outside of school, and although my time away during the summer of 2021 had certainly helped, it couldn't repair the damage done by the previous year. To make matters worse, the semester that I hit rock bottom, I was taking 18 credits. I had wanted a lighter workload that semester, but due to some clerical and administrative issues on the part of the college I was attending, I ended up having to shift my whole semester around and take on more work than I was originally planning on. And if all that wasn't already enough, I was highly perfectionistic back then. I still retain some of my perfectionist tendencies today, but my mindset was so much worse back then. So, all those factors combined, it should surprise absolutely no one that after a rough day that semester, I plunged into that deep, dark hole called depression and hit rock bottom. I thought solidly for a moment that I had screwed up so royally and was such a failure that there was no coming back from this. My life was over. I couldn't fix what I had messed up. Of course, that was nowhere near true, but years of suppressed trauma and mental health issues will make you believe things that are wildly false. I knew in that moment that I had to somehow pick up the pieces of my fragmented psyche and glue myself back together enough to finish the semester. So I sought out therapy. I'll talk about my experiences there in an upcoming episode. Interestingly, I ended up with a very different why for my self-improvement journey a couple years later in 2023. In 2023, I was in a much better place mentally than I had been for most of my life. However, there were still some lingering issues that I hadn't addressed in the previous round of therapy. So I sought out therapy again. I'll discuss the specifics of that in a future episode. During this time in therapy, which I'm still in currently, I've realized the importance of taking care of and loving myself, because I'm the only person I'm guaranteed to spend my entire life with. My why this time around became learning to be my own biggest supporter and best friend. I'm delighted and very proud to say that I'm at a much healthier, more stable place mentally than I have been my whole life, and it's taken a lot of tears and hard work, but it's the most valuable and meaningful thing I've ever accomplished. Even more than graduating college, which I'd consider my second greatest achievement. To summarize, my first why was to get the help I needed to not fall apart irreparably and forever, and my second why was to learn how to show up for myself and to become self-reliant. If you're still pondering your why, here are some ideas. 1. To become healthy so I can enjoy life more. 2. To find inner peace. 3. To learn to love myself. 4. To fall in love with life again. 5. To show up for myself and my loved ones the way I want to. Keep pondering your why. If you still haven't found quite the right words to articulate it yet, that's okay. Self-improvement is a marathon, not a sprint. Take your time, it will come to you. In the next episode, I plan to discuss the theme of my first couple of therapy experiences and how it relates to self-improvement. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you all in the next episode of Level Up My Life. Sending you all the good vibes.